Hey guys. Yesterday I posted a poll on the old school Cerwin-Vega group um, regarding Cerwin-Vega, and I asked if people would know if Cerwin-Vega had ever made tube amplifier or not. Well, the two simple things, either yes or no, and there was an open area down there where people could add their own things. I'm sorry about this, but I'm getting old and my eyesight is not what it once was. And I'm gonna get into this catalog here. It has some really small printing. Just a little explanation about what this is for those of you who haven't seen it. This is the official not Cerwin-Vega, Vega Associates catalog from the 1950s, where you have among the products that are featured in this catalog, you have all the Vega models from the Vega 50 up to the Vega 500. You have the tape recorder, and you have some mid-ranges and high-frequency drivers, and the amplifier, the very first solid-state amplifier in the world. And of course, you have explanations and you have specs. So that's what I'm referencing to here. I am very happy and very blessed to have this official catalog from the 50s. It's not something that is very common. So going back to the poll that I posted yesterday, where I asked, did Cerwin-Vega ever make, or Vega Associate, but let's say Cerwin-Vega just for the heck of it and make it easy, did they ever make officially make a tube amplifier to the public? I posted another post where I said, hey, here's some of the first products that Gene ever built that we know of. And that was when he was a teenager, and I showed you a picture from his room where he had a Jensen speaker, a Hallicrafter receiver, and a preamp and a power amp, 120 watts, 60 watt per channel probably, or 120 mono, whatever it was, probably mono. And some people took that as, yes, he must have made, Cerwin-Vega and Vega Associated must have made tube amp, because he made one for himself. But if we go in and look at the official catalog for the 1950s, and we look at the official product releases ever since, we can see that Cerwin-Vega was the first company in the world to make a solid-state amplifier, and after that they were, manufacturing solid-state amplifier, power amplifiers on a regular basis, and they did preamps as well, solid-state, both at Cerwin-Vega and Metron. But the thing is, what happened to the tube things that Gene made for himself in his own room as a teenager? Did that ever mature into something that was made officially and put in a catalog? Well, let's see. Let's see if we take a little time travel back to the 50s. What do we see here besides the speakers, of course, because we had a Vega 50, Vega 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. We also have a Vega 500W transistor power amplifier, and that is the world first solid-state amplifier that was made. He also had something called Vega TrueVox VT-37, which was a tape recorder with a playback function. He also had, back then, a fully transistorized or solid state preamp and recording amplifiers. It was called PP2 and RP2. So that's what he had back in the 50s. Plus one thing. They also made a tube amplifier. And the name of that one was the Vega 160W. It was a triode power amplifier. So what was the build up on it? Well, the little specs that we have on it, and if you don't believe me, see right there. The Vega 160W power output, 160 watt peak, 80 watt RMS, or at less than 0.9% distortion, which is fairly freaking good for a tube amp, because tube amps, you have to remember, plays with a little bit more distortion. Power response, the 80 watts it's been measured between 20 and 20,000. Plate efficiency in excess of over 70%. Output stage is triode connected 6CA7 tubes with a 30 dB feedback, single loop. Hum level is 90 dB below 80 watts. Output impedance is that it can tolerate is 4, 8, and 16 ohms. Power consumption 70 watts, no signal. 160 watt, no signal means idling. 160 watt at maximum output at 117 VHC at 60 cycles, of course, because we are in the United States. This was not made for worldwide usage. This was made for United States and Canada, probably. Hold on one second. I have a cat that is so needy today. What, little boy? Come on. For some reason, he needs help with everything today. So there you have it. They made tube amp alongside the solid state amp. Let's see what it says beside it here. They have a little description of the power amplifiers. The text is so small, it's crazy. I don't know if this is just like why they built it and stuff like that. Here they specifically mention this Vega 160W. They say the Vega 160W is a high efficiency triode power amplifier designed to surpass the most rigorous demands of reproductive fidelity. A short listening test will quickly demonstrate its clean handling and crescendos, its superior definition in complex passages, and its complete lack of hangover. Then let's see if there's other here. That was it about that one. And then of course, they have a little bit of a thing about the Vega 500W as well. But that's not what this video is about. So it's about the tube amplifier that they have. So this was offered in the 50s, and it's naturally normal to understand that since Cerwin-Vega bowed out of the hi-fi market in 1960-61 due to changes in the whole industry and in trends, they didn't do much in the hi-fi realm until 67, 68 again. They took like 5-6 years off. So the thing here, and I want to show you this, that picture right there is the Vega 160W, and that's the tube amp. That is the tube amp. Let's see if we can finish. We can take the finish of it because they have that down here too. Well, the size is 8 inches high, 15.5 inches wide, and 8.5 inches deep. The finish on it, the look of it was gold anodized chassis with polished black lacquer cage. So by looking at the picture, it had gold accent down there, and the top of it, the case is black, and must have been really cool. And for me, sorry, I used to be of that opinion, or what was driving me was I'm gonna collect as much Cerwin-Vega stuff as I can. Still is the kind of that. I try to collect everything I can get my hand on that has some kind of a history linked to Cerwin-Vega or directly from Cerwin-Vega itself. But these days, for me, this is what I'm looking for. My days of running after AT15 and DX9 and D9 and all that stuff, RE38 or whatever, is there, but it's not like something I do actively. This, however, is something that I scour internet every day. Every day I look for this. This is what I want in my collection, and that's why and the stuff from the 70s, don't get me wrong, the HED stuff from the 70s is more appealing to me as a collector right now than any of the big box speakers, because I've had them all, and I've heard them all. It's just that this is what drives me right now, and that's why I'm so hung up and focused on this. And this is the stuff that needs to come out to the masses, so people can pass this on. And that's why I think this museum thing is a really needed thing. And if, of course, I can get my hands on some of this stuff, then that will be the centerpieces of that. So now you know, Cerwin-Vega did make a tube amplifier. From the looks of it, it looks like it was a mono amplifier. So that could have been cool to get my hands on. Get two of those, and you have you can use two of those, one on each channel, and you have a stereo system. I am just curious to know that did they use this tube amp 80 watts? Did they use that on the Vega 500? Because that Vega 500 sounds really good when you put 250, 300 watts on it. But I'm thinking like the tube amp is 80 watt. So, I don't know. We have to see. And the thing is, though, apparently from what I've been told, this is the short version of the catalog from the 50s. Apparently, from what I have been told, there's another catalog from the 50s that are bigger and apparently more extensive than this one, from what I've heard, but I can't verify that. So that was the tube amp video. Until next time, take care, guys.